Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is George, and I'm back again, this time around with a video tutorial writing chord progression or making chord progression with zero music theory. You know what motivates me to do videos like this is for my boys out there, those guys who don't have musical theory but they are very talented. This is for you. Let's start this. Now, this is what I do. This whole idea is we're going to stick only to the white keys on the keyboard. White keys, no black keys. We will check the black keys after. And if you follow this, you will make music, that actually sounds musical. Your chord progression will sound cool. I'm gonna start here, and I'm going to place a note and duplicate them. Let's quickly do this. Just placing that note and duplicating it. It's here. Now, remember, we're using only white keys, no black keys. So we've done our first step, placing a note there. The second step, and what do I mean when I say only the white keys? I'm talking about these white keys. We're not gonna use the black keys. Now, the second step is I am going to give each of these notes here a note each, and that note should actually harmonize with this note. How do I do that? Come here, and then I count 5 notes down. Going down, I count 5 notes. I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what I do is that I will skip the second note, and I will give each note a note from these 3. So that means it's 1, I skip 2, and then I use 3, 4, 5. Now 1, skip 2, and then give this a second note, and then the third note. It's all white note. The second note, the third note, the fourth note, and then the fifth note. They are all white notes. Now, check here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 bars. And here we've got 1, 2, 3 notes. Where are we gonna find the 4th note? With our 4th note, we're going to use either of this, depending on what's sounding good to your ears. And I'm going to use this one. Now, the next thing. Let's listen to this. Cool. Now let's move to our third step. We are going to create triads. That means 3 notes. So here we need to add 2, 2, 2, 2, but we need to add the notes that are harmonizing with that note. The same way we added these 4 notes, they were harmonizing with the first 4 notes that we did. And how we do that, I count 4 spaces apart from this note. From this note, I'm going to count 4 spaces, and then on the fourth space I'm going to place a note. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I say 4 spaces, I'm talking about the white notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, your white notes are on the sort of light grayish type of thing, and your black notes are on the dark part of the gray. And then I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Place there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place another note there. Cool. Now, this method is a method that I applied on another video that I still have to upload. That one is 135. This one here, I'm just approaching it differently, but it's the same thing. Now, I have to add the third note to complete my triad, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then on the third I'm going to place a note there. Starting with this note, I'm counting 1, 2, 3. I'm placing a note here, and then 1, 2, 3. I'm placing a note here. 1, 2, 3. A note. 1, 2, 3. A note. Let's have a listen. Now, that's your chord. It's complete, it's done. You can do whatever that you want to do with your chord. But I want to show you something quick, Don't take it that serious. I'm just giving you an idea. Let's say you want to create your melody. With your melody, start the same way. My advice will be just start the same way like you did with your chord progression. You start there. Here, remember you drew a note on the C3 middle C. Now go higher and drew a note, a couple of notes on C4. Just draw a couple of notes on C4. And why C4? Because melody normally will be on an upper registry, and you will start your melody from there. Listen, remember with melody, they will, there's variation when it comes to melody. You can take this note and put it there, or take this one and put it here, or do this, It just depends on what sounds good in your ears. The choice is yours. Melody, it's something that you will have to sit, and work very well, practice it so that you can actually get it working. Like right now here, it's just, something that I'm just giving you an idea that you can do that. Let's decide if you decide to use this note there. Remember, we're using only white notes. Remember, we're using only the white notes. Remember, you're using only the white notes, so we can't go anywhere. Cheap melody, very, very cheap. Yeah, people will tell you that you're doing cheap melody, but you know what? With time, if you practice these cheap melodies, they will tend to be very expensive, and people will be like, wow, how did you come up with that melody? Forgetting that they were actually telling you that you're doing cheap melodies. because you're using a mouse. And with melody, remember, it's just a matter of pattern, you know. Same pattern can repeat, and that's how it is. Now, that could be your melody. I'm not saying that it's a melody, but I'm just giving you an idea so you can move your notes around the white keys until they're sounding good. Now, another thing that I want to show you very quick is what if you want to have the bass, you know, you want to have the bass, so you can just move this and put it low. Can you see that we will have our bass at C2, and then we have our chord progression, our chords at C3, and then our melody at C4. You know, and let's say you can play around your bass, but what I wanted to show you before we end this is that what if I want to change this, you know, what if I feel like I don't like the key, or I want to use the black keys now. It's sounding okay. I can move it to another key without even blinking. I can just move it to another key without blinking. Now it's on an F. F sharp. G. What if I move it to B flat? And this is how you can actually create a chord progression using a simple method. Boys, I hope this will help you practice and practice. My name is George. I love you. Support my channel, share, subscribe and stuff like that, so that every time I share something, you're the first one to know. You know, the reason why I do this is because most of the time when we do videos, we're only thinking about the people who can actually use the software. But what about those ones who cannot use the software? And those are my boys and girls. I love you guys. Take care. Goodbye.